Hello Aries, welcome to your love reading for the month of June 2019. This is for Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now if you are a cross watcher, you're watching because you're dating an Aries or you're crushing on an Aries or you're hoping to hear from an Aries, whatever it might be, obviously you're more than welcome to stay. I can't make you leave. But I do have specific cross watcher videos that's directly aimed at the cross watcher. And the link to those videos are in the description. So if you are cross-watching, or if you want to cross-watch, if you're an Aries and you want to cross-watch on your person, you can definitely check out the list of those videos after this if you would like. Alright Aries, let's see what's happening for you for love in the month of June. As I'm connecting with your energy, I'm seeing a campfire, or like a little, like a little bonfire, a little campfire. Maybe some of you are planning on doing something kind of woodsy, or as we're coming into the summer, maybe some of you are wanting to get out into the woods or get to the beach and do some camping or some gathering. It could also be symbolic, okay, because for me, a campfire, anytime I've been at campfires, they've always been small. They've always been with a small group of intimate friends. So there could be like some cozying up that's happening, or you could be manifesting some cozy energy in your love life, or a cozy kind of love. I just heard in my head Phil Collins' Groovy Kind of Love. His version for some reason. I know it's not the only version. I don't know why. Maybe that's significant for somebody out there. But let's see what's happening, honeys. All right, Aries, Page of Swords. Some of you could be potentially, dealing with an air sign. Okay, so some of you could be dealing with a Aquarius, a Gemini, or Libra. All right, not necessarily, but it is possible. Page of Swords overall is an energy that's coming in with a feeling of like researching, gathering information, planning. But it's the stage of planning before you're actually sitting down and like writing out what you're going to do or how you want to move forward. It's the stage where you're gathering information, but you're gathering information with this purpose of figuring out what you want to do. Sometimes that's what Page of Swords can indicate. I know some readers refer to Page of Swords as the stalker card. That's a very intense word, and I'm not getting that kind of a vibe, but I am feeling this vibe of intently wanting to gather information and taking notes of things. Some of you might be doing some kind of journaling to figure out how you think about a person or a situation. Like you're really trying to make a big decision moving forward, and so you're writing things out. Some of you are doing some kind of release work as we're coming into the next full moon, where you are like preparing to let someone or something go. And those of you who are like that, it's not just one person. Something similar came up for Aquarius, where some Aquarius were going to be having a release too. But Aries, for those of you who are having a release where you're like in this thing of where you're manifesting someone, you're going like through your whole inventory, like like every person of the sex that you date in your history, almost, it's like if you date men, you might be going back and like just releasing things from like different men in your life, whether it was romantic or not romantic, or if you date women, you might be going back and releasing things with like your mother and your sister and old girlfriends and all kinds of things. It's this complete and total just like reset. Some of you are hitting some kind of reset button, and you're making it happen through some kind of writing, some kind of journaling, finding a way to communicate and release what's been holding you back. Some of you are preparing to full on deliver news. This does not feel to me like you receiving news. This feels to me like you delivering news. And this is very specific, but I just heard it right now. Relationship coming to light. So what this means is some of you are making your feelings for someone known, but it's coming to me with the sense or the feeling that you're maybe already with this person, or you all have been communicating or talking. It may even have been a long distance thing where a lot of the communication is written, but it's coming to light. It's like you all are coming out, or you're I don't want to say you're breaking the news, because that sounds that sounds like it's a negative thing, and I don't necessarily feel it's a negative thing, but you're just kind of coming out into the open that, hey guys, by the way, we're in a relationship now. But really, in all honesty, there's been a relationship for a while, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. Those of you who are healing a relationship, I do feel a lot of it's going to come through some kind of journaling, some kind of writing, something of that nature. You've got Ace of Pentacles. This is really significant. Now, obviously, Ace of Pentacles, if we look at tarot in a traditional way, it's going to be like, oh, you know, abundance is coming to you, or you're going to be meeting somebody through work or through a job. And that's going to be true for many of you. But this is much more significant for me in my readings. Those of you who watch my readings and follow my readings, you know I always get really excited for people when Ace of Pentacles comes out, especially in a love reading, right? And this is why tarot readers are different. You know, we might think, oh, it's a pentacle card and it has something to do with love. Okay, pentacles are all about energy. That's why we associate them with money, because money is a physical measure of energy spent, right? So when I see Ace of Pentacles in a love reading, it's huge for me. It's massive, because what Ace of Pentacles is telling me is that you're having a really massive energetic breakthrough. Okay, you're shifting, you're coming up a level where you're not only raising the bar, but you are attracting a much higher vibrational love. So if this is an existing relationship, it can very well be that you and your partner are breaking out some kind of funk. You're breaking out of some kind of a funk or some kind of a rut where you're really able to come into a higher vibrational connection. Those of you who are dating, who are looking for somebody, you are going to see that all of a sudden you're realizing options or attracting options that you didn't even know were there before, and they're higher vibrational. Some of you are going to feel very intimidated. Some of you are going to feel like, I don't know if I can, like, really, like, do they really want me? Like, am I going to fit in with their friends and family? Like, am I going to feel out of place? Like, some of you might be putting these people up on too much of a pedestal. But you have to realize something. It's great that maybe you're very humble and you're not thinking like with a big head about yourself, but these people are attracted to you, or these people are wanting to be with you, simply mainly that you're on that realm now. You are on that level, right? If you weren't on that level, they wouldn't be seeing you, and you need to remind yourself of this. You know, when I see Ace of Pentacles, it's telling me some kind of really big block is being broken through. You're coming into this new energy and a new kind of love. Some of you are being put in a situation where you're having to choose between a past love and a new love, and you're gonna most likely go with the new love. You're gonna go with this new energy, okay? But this is really, I'm hearing like rising out of the ruins. For some of you, this is massive. If you've been struggling for a really long time, and if you've just been like, I don't know how I'm gonna pick myself up, I don't know how I'm gonna, you know, get on with my love life, or I don't know how I'm gonna, like, you know, find somebody again. Maybe like you've been mourning someone, but you are coming out of those ruins and you're coming into this new day, this new energy, this higher vibrational love. Love is coming for many of you like out of nowhere. Like, a lot of you Aries are like, you're not even focusing on love right now. You're really focused on a lot of other things. In fact, many of you are maybe just simply watching this video, even though it's a love reading. Many of you are just watching the video because you watch my weekly forecasts when I talk about money and spirituality and family, and you may be more on my channel because I usually talk about that stuff. You're like, okay, well, I guess I'll look at love. But a lot of you are not even really that all focused on love. But it's gonna hit you out of nowhere for a lot of you. Like, a lot of you are even receiving this offer from someone that, like, you didn't even know that they felt this way. But again, like I said, it's because you're finally ready and you're coming into a higher vibration. For some of you, it's somebody you would never have considered before. Not because they're not attractive, not because there isn't a spark there, not because they're not a good catch, but because when we're in low energy, we get these blinders on and we get attracted to the creeps and the gold diggers and the users and the fakers and the people that are going to disappoint us. And unfortunately, when we're in that energy, we don't get attracted to the good ones. We don't get attracted to the nice ones. But you've got Ace of Pentacles here, Aries. So you're breaking out of that funk. Those blinders are coming off. And all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh wow, for some of you, maybe you already know this person, but you're like, oh wow, like you're seeing them in a new light and they're seeing you in a new light. And you might be very surprised when this person is like, reaching out and extending this offer to you. You're like, whoa, like really? But like I said, don't feel intimidated by this, right? It's because you're vibing, you're on that level now. Next, we've got Wheel of Fortune. You are moving forward, guys. I'm also very excited to see this for you, Aries. Super excited to see this for you. Again, those of you who follow my readings, you know that I am very much into the major arcana cards. When they show up in a love reading, I get excited. I get excited for the person because it's telling me that something very significant is happening, that there's a very significant soulmate. This is like kind of a moment of destiny. As a reader, I do not believe that every single part of our life is planned for us. I do believe there's certain contracts that we have, there's certain purposes we have that we're meant to fulfill, right? There might be some kind of a structure, but we get to choose a lot of the in-between stuff. So I do believe we have a lot of freedom in the majority of our life. But when I see major arcana in a reading, it's telling me these are one of those divine moments. These are one of the, hey, this is exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. This is exactly what's meant to be happening in this moment. And it's going to open the door to something wonderful, okay? Even some of these things happen and we feel that they're very negative. When the major arcana cards come up, it's letting us know that spirit is directing us to something very good happening. And so you've got Wheel of Fortune, which is generally a positive card, right? Because Wheel of Fortune is saying that you're moving things along. Remember, the card before it was Ace of Pentacles, about that energy shifting and changing. And now that it's unblocked, all of a sudden, woo, you are going. Like, that stuck energy is no longer stuck, and very much like that wheel, it starts turning and it's just going to keep going and going and going and going. So things are going to be moving ahead very quickly for some of you. Actually, for many of you, the majority of you, it's going to be like, wow, how did this happen? Where did this come from? And the relationship for many of you will be progressing a lot faster. Aries, you all are, and I've said this before in other readings, you all are so goal-oriented and you're so driven and you're so like, people kind of give you this reputation of like being competitive, but really a lot of the Aries that I have known, they're really just very competitive with themselves. Like they'll succeed at something and it's not enough and they want to do better than they did yesterday or better than they did that last week. Like it's always just kind of, how can I do more? How can I outdo myself this time? So a lot of Aries sometimes come into love with that energy. Like, how can I make this relationship better? How can I move it along? How can I get it to the next level? And there's a lot of planning and a lot of energy that goes into that. But when we have the wheel card, it's like, dude, like you don't even have to try. It's not something that you're having to plot and plan and create. It's moving forward effortlessly because this is like what's meant to be. This is the connection that was meant to come in. So things are beginning to move along. Some of you, you've manifested a physical move where you may be either moving back to like your original home if you've been away from where you grew up, or manifesting a significant move like further away, and you're meeting your person or you're manifesting your soulmate as a part of this move, right? But when it happens, it's like things are falling into place. The universe is leading you to your love. And I've used this expression before in previous readings, where sometimes like the universe kind of starts putting down a little breadcrumb trail for us, like in the fairy tales, right? Like you're lost in the forest, your angels are starting to lay down the little breadcrumbs or the little pebbles, to get you through and to help you be able to know how to get by, like how to get by, how to get through, you know, how to, you know, be with your person. Because so many of you are like, I'm so sick of waiting, where's my person? I guarantee you, Aries, your person is somewhere saying the same exact thing right now, you know. Or a relationship where you've been frustrated, like, oh, when can we just get out of this, and I hate where things are. Your partner's been feeling that same way, and when the wheel comes up, it's like, okay guys, that clog, that gunked up energy, it's gone, it's clear, we are cooking with gas, we are moving forward. Next you have, victory, Aries. I love it. I love it, Aries. Look at you. Look at you all accomplishing stuff and reaching victories. Okay. So again, like I said, and you know, this is really interesting because you know, Six of Wands, when we look at it in a love reading, it means a lot of really great things. Like, it could be that a relationship is being acknowledged or accepted. Maybe people have been pushing against the relationship, but people are beginning to just kind of accept your wishes or accept who you're with. It could be just public recognition, where somebody's kind of putting you up on a pedestal and saying, that's my baby, this is my baby, come meet my baby. It could be also that you're beating out competition. Like, if there were a lot of other people who were going after this person, or if this person like was confused, they didn't know what they wanted to do, like, do I want to be in a relationship, do I want to move to France and start a winery, do I want to go be an actor, do I want to go be a doctor, do I want to go be a priest? Like, they don't know what they want to do, like they have all these other options or whatever it might be. But Six of Wands would tell us that you are being victorious in the situation. Not only are you standing out, but you are being chosen, right? You are being chosen out of the options. So that's very positive. But something about the vibe that I'm feeling from this card in this situation for you, Aries, is taking me back to the first card, which was Page of Air, where I felt like there was a communication, like there was something that was going to be said or announced about a relationship, right? And that some people are going to be surprised by it. So the fact that Six of Wands is coming up makes me feel like those of you where a relationship is being announced, you know, some of you might find yourself all of a sudden like, wow, this was somebody that I was just kind of friends with for a long time, right? That Ace of Pentacles, that offer came, and now all of a sudden you guys are dating and it's becoming out in the open. People might be like, what? Like what? Like, you guys are together? Like, what? Like, you really, you two? Really? What? You know, but so even if you're getting like pushback, or people aren't getting it, or they're like, oh no, whatever, this makes me feel like by the end of June, people are like, you know what, I see it. I don't know why I didn't see it before, but I see it. Like, you have my blessing, you guys are good together, I've got a good feeling about you two. So even though some of you maybe are being met with opposition, I feel Six of Wands is telling us by the end of the month, people are going to be much more accepting of it and understanding of it. Or if you've been with a person for a long time and their family, you know, maybe has been against it, or your family has been against it, something is shifting in June where, you know, you all are growing and you all are making these accomplishments to where people are like, you know what, all right, maybe I thought this was a fluke, maybe I thought you all weren't going to make it, but you know what, you all have come a long way, and I believe in you, and you have my blessing, and I'm happy for you. So there's some kind of acceptance here of a relationship in a public way. Next, you've got Three of Wands. And yeah, some of you are moving, you know, because that's very much an energy for me here. Some of you are receiving a victory over some kind of a third-party situation, right? Or those of you who have had this partner or this love interest who's been very torn because, like, they think they want the relationship, but then maybe they're really focused on career. Three of Wands makes me feel like you all might be coming together to do something. This person may be realizing that, you know what? I don't have to pick between my dreams and my goals and having a relationship if I'm with someone who's supportive of my dreams and goals, and we can maybe go after these dreams and goals together. So for some of you, there is a bit of like a let's get together and build an empire kind of energy. For some of you, it's more like, hey, let's get together and let's start a life like in some great frontier. Let's go to a new place and get established, right? So this is very much expanding your way of looking at the situation, being in your creativity, creative solutions to problems, being in your passion, being in your joy, being ready to just kind of explore the possibilities, right? So you're going, many of you, from feeling very stuck in love to all of a sudden the sky's the limit. Like, we can go anywhere with this, we can do anything with this. So it's a very, very, very broad way of all of a sudden seeing all of the possibilities. Now, I want to pull a love message for Aries from your person to you, with a new deck. And I'm gonna have, you guys know I'm really into new decks, and there's gonna be a lot of new decks that you guys are gonna be seeing in the next few weeks, because I was a little bad. Yeah, I really I picked up a lot of decks, summary ones and things like that. But this is a love deck that I thought was really cool. There's pictures, and on the back there's love messages. So we're gonna look at the picture intuitively. You all know how I roll. You know that I really like to look at the cards and read intuitively from what's jumping out at me in the picture. And then I'm gonna read the message to you on the back from your person. So my darlings, those of you who are very curious about the decks, because some of you get really into the decks like I do, I'll have the links in the description if you want to check them out, because that's one of the most common questions I get. What deck are you using? And I'm glad that you guys enjoy them. It makes me feel less bad for going so crazy with all the decks. All right. Okay, so, ooh, I just got chills, Aries. I just got chills when I looked at this picture. Like, what a what a massive confirmation. I don't know if you see this picture the way that I see it, right? But look, here's all of these twigs, here's all of like these, these barren branches, and these two are hidden. They're hidden in like this unlikely situation, and they're expressing love. They have this romance together. And what did I say? I felt like a lot of you were like in this hidden love, or this love that's finding you in a very unlikely place that other people aren't even aware of. It's almost like, it feels to me almost like this little secret meeting, or kind of like a very unlikely scenario in which two people would be falling in love, right? But we can definitely see, man, oh man, is there a lot of love between these two people. Okay, so this again to me really confirms there's some unlikely love that's like just kind of being announced or coming out into the open. Your message is, any time not spent in love is wasted. So yeah, a lot of you are just in this energy, and your person's like, look, life is short, and maybe I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and maybe my priorities were all messed up, but gosh, like I really feel this connection, and I'm gonna really kick myself later if I don't see where this is gonna go, or if I don't try to make this relationship right. Okay, so love is a priority, right? And so I do feel this kind of attitude. If your person has had fear about being in a relationship, or fear about announcing a relationship, or coming out of with a relationship, or if this person has had fear about like approaching you and be like, hey, I want to be with you, some fear, like they're getting over it, because they're like, you know what, like life is wasting away, right? I've got to see where this is going. I've got to make this happen. So very much this, like the Rihanna song, we found love in a hopeless place. I don't think you're in a hopeless place. Some of you may have been feeling really down, but I don't think you're in a hopeless place. But I do feel like this is just a very unlikely love that will end up being the love of a lifetime for many of you. So I'm excited for you, Aries. Check out your moon sign and rising sign videos too. Some weeks those will resonate more. And those of you who are really interested in more than just love, guys, please check out the weekly forecasts. They're free. They're not going to cost you anything. And I've been getting a lot of really positive feedback from a lot of people about how much the weekly videos have helped them, like just kind of reach their goals and their dreams, and get out of a funk. And that makes me so very happy. So be sure to check that out. And I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. And guys, go ahead and let me know if you would like a private reading. You can book on Calendly. The link is also in the description. And I'm wishing you a wonderful June, Aries. Take care.